I'm on mute. There we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Just a slight reminder, by the way. I totally forgot that I was live streaming tonight. So yeah, thanks to the missus. I did not forget that I should have been live. So bear with me though while I get us all set up. But hey, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back. Big week. I mean, Bitcoin is on the move right now, which is great. FYI, look at this. Just broke up a really big key support. Let's get it. Maybe we're going to get a nice run on the market. Let's just go live here. Bitcoin pump. Okay. Okay, done. Go live. There we are. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the show. Bear with me 1 second while I just sort my entire life out because, like I said, I totally did not remember I was going to live stream. Anyway, it's fine. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a good, what day is it today? Tuesday? Tuesday. Hope you had a good Tuesday. Yeah, for some reason, markets right now have taken off in the last about, hour or so, which is great, by the way. Nice little spike here, back into this trend zone. So we're going to be taking a look at what's going on with that. It's not the biggest move in the world, but it is a positive move, all right? And at the minute, we'll take that. We'll take that. It's been long, it's been painful, and it's been slow in this crypto market, but back above 89,000 is good news, all right? And hopefully we can see this continue, and hopefully we're going to see some upside. Again, look at this. Really key on here. This is on the 1 hourly. So look at that candle that came in here on BTC as we've been moving throughout the day. So good to see that we're up. Hopefully we can see a little bit more. So we'll get into all of it as always. Likewise on TikTok as well. Shout out to you guys tuning in. And yeah, we'll see what's going on. I haven't really prepared anything. So kind of let's just hang out, chill out, and see what is going on. So as always, hit the like and subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel as well. Welcome in. We hope you're doing well. It's all good. And then we'll get into it. Casey, what's going on? Larry's in the house. What's going on, Larry? Behave. Welcome. My favorite channel after working 8 hours. Larry, I know the feeling, bro. Oh, I've got such a long day tomorrow as well. It's going to be a long day. Anyway, capped off by Vernon Friends and I talking. Let's go, Vernon. Good to see you, man. Beams, welcome in. Hey, bro. Good evening. It's me, 3am Indian guy. What's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Magic Craig's here as well. Fairground fun days. What's going on, Fairground? Depending on tomorrow's farm, you may even see a 90k push before Friday. Well, we said it was going to be a decent week. Hopefully this therefore plays out as we have seen. So yeah, like I said, welcome in everybody. All right. TikTok, come over here a second. It's all a little bit out of kill. I didn't even make it myself a cup of tea this evening, which is definitely bad news. So I have to have that one to go back. Anyway, let's get into it then. Let's talk about what's going on. Here is the price of BTC in the last, couple of hours. What's interesting is coming off the bottom of these Sunday lows here that we discussed, and then we've sort of seen this continuous push to the upside, breaking back above. Couple of coins that are flying that we've been talking about. Monad up 16%, which is great. Great news here for Monad, as well as a couple of other altcoins starting to have a little bit of a rally. The question we must answer, though, is why is the market moving like it is? Now, I haven't actually seen anything, so unless someone can tell me that I've missed it. I've seen a bit of Trump and Cuba, and I've also seen the dollar stuff as well. So what's new today, Tuba? Any breaking news? Tim, I'm not seeing anything. If I'm dead honest, I'm not seeing anything, but we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Like I said, the Donald Trump's been talking about Cuba. That's definitely something I've seen, but outside of that, nothing in the minute. So yeah, it's a pump before tomorrow's dump. Maybe, Curtis. I mean, obviously we have the Federal Reserve, which I mean, it's definitely priced in, but, and we'll walk through this. Have the Federal Reserve been up to some things behind closed doors? Have they been making some deals, moving some stuff around? Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. All right, we'll talk about that in a minute as well. But it's good. Something's happening. It feels like it waned, doesn't it? Feels like it. Like I said, we're going to get into all the stuff around the Federal Reserve because I think that is important, especially going into tomorrow. As I said, if you remember, I came out yesterday and said, we don't get a government shutdown. And I think the Federal Reserve come out dovish on Wednesday. So maybe that plays out. Maybe we got it right. Maybe we nailed it. I don't know. One of the key things that we're seeing though at the minute, the S&P 500 rallying to consistently new highs, which is kind of freaking crazy. But the Bitcoin catch-up trade, the most undervalued trade out there, might be the one we've been talking about for ages. We'll see. We'll see. Rick says, how high will Solana go? Man, I'm still hoping for like an $800 Solana. You got to ask yourself the question, is the bull market still about to turn up? Are we going to see a push up? And if we are, well, then that's where you kind of go, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I saw USDT dominance falling. Maybe that's why it's showing bearish divergence on the 15-minute. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Again, it's the point here to reference is why. I mean, yeah, USDC dominance coming down, which is kind of good. Kind of good. Right. Aishan, thank you so much for the 2. Says, hi, do you think I should enter XRP right now? I mean, XRP is probably slightly behind given this move, but it is moving right now. It's generally not a good idea to dive into, you know, mega bad ones. I mean, down here would have been a better entry on Sunday when we were talking about it. Max Fear is potentially where you should go in. Again, not financial advice, and I'm not telling you what to do, but it's generally not a good idea to buy into a pump specifically. So I don't know whether I'd be buying into this pump right now. I mean, XRP at 112, Ethereum back above 3,000, which is great news, by the way. Again, ETH should go a little bit higher, but yeah, markets are rallying right now. The US dollar is definitely on the cards. Morgan Stanley have appointed Oldenburg head of its digital asset strategy. So we've seen that. XRP is going to kill it, mate. Yeah, I agree, Wayne. That's why I've got a big bag of XRP. Thursday's vote is on paper, but a nothing burger, but it should have a positive kick. Yeah, I mean, they've done a few amendments, nothing super crazy, but yeah, the vote on Thursday should be okay. I guess we'll see what that looks like as we get there with the Senate Agricultural Committee. But yeah, I mean, look, ETH might break out above this line here, and you might end up with a bit of a run on Ethereum. So, you know, we'll see. We talked about it yesterday, Wayne. I think if you had to, you know, I don't mind it. We looked at Ondo as well as part of that. So, yeah, I don't own any, but I don't think it's a super bad choice, personally. But yeah, so again, BTC actually is rallying. What would be great here, by the way, would be to close in this channel. This would be super bullish if we can get that. Now, I'm not going to start party poppers and everything else going, oh, the bull run's back on and let's get it, baby. But it is interesting to see this big move. And what would be good is actually coming off this lower support, breaking above the next big target. I don't know if you were trading these. This would be the 20-day EMA at 89.6. If we close at 90K, then it should be pretty bullish as well. I got loads of info. Yeah, I mean, the FXRP for an XRP holder as well is pretty good as well. So, yeah. But, yeah, this could be a nice little move here on BTC. So, we'll definitely stay close to it. What's going on, Brandon? Good to see you, man. Welcome to you as well. So, like I said, there's lots of stuff going on with Coinbase. A few other bits out there that, again, is worth noting, but not the craziest stuff. All right, definitely worth noting out there. Okay, what did he say? Maybe Trump has. So Donald Trump stirs global markets, unexpected currency remarks. Trump says he controls the dollar's movement, claiming it's in a strong position. His statement led to a 1.5% decline in the dollar yen exchange rate. Global markets and the perception of US reliability are significantly impacted. Oh no, it's the Trump effect again. Trump dumped the markets because he said he controls the dollar. I don't know if he's Jim Bob. I haven't seen anything. Is it meant to be like a press conference? I haven't seen anything. If there is, maybe there is. We'll take a look at that. Let's take a quick look then at the Japanese. So the yen is up 0.3. So the yen's actually spiked a little bit. Stock market's rallied a little bit. US bonds have rallied. The Japanese yen versus the US dollar is spiked as well. I mean, just markets in general have kind of moved. This on the back of South Korea additional tariffs and a threat on 20 tariffs. So, yeah. So, tomorrow at 2:30, you've got the Federal Reserve chair, which is going to be pretty interesting. And we'll see what that looks like, whether they go dovish or whether they go, you know, super bearish. Vince says, 2-bit, are you planning on streaming? Don't hold up for. I don't think so, but yeah, I'll be live like an hour and a bit afterwards, I think it is. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely just not seeing anything outside of Trump giving his view of Trump saying the dollar is great. That's it. That's all I can see, which is kind of wild. The DX, where is the DXY? The DXY, so the dollar's down 1.2. I mean, it is literally the adverse Trump effect, isn't it? Trump's like, oh, the dollar's super bullish. Sell the dollar. Oh my God. It's the worst. Oh, dear me. Why is it pumped so much anyway? Reason, we're not really sure. It looks like that Trump's basically pumped the market by saying he controls the dollar. That's what I can see. That so far is what I can see, and I can't see anything else. So again, we're going to walk through it. The big, obviously, debate will be that the US dollar dumping since the Fed rate checks and yen intervention rumors started. We're going to talk about that. Is the Federal Reserve about to bail the yen out? And this could be a reason why markets are also spiking as well. Some of the key things to think about. The look at this. The World Treasury account, or the US Treasury General account, i.e. the number where all the money goes, is spiked 12%. All right. So You know, is there a nervousness here? Let's take a look at poly market, because I bet you US government shutdown. Oh, it's gone up 79. This actually dropped to 73% yesterday. So I was like, oh, wow, this is going to be fine. This is going to be fine. But it has ticked back up again. I still don't think they do it, by the way. But yeah, we will see. But yeah, Bitcoin right now, 89.4, up 1.26. Now, let's not get too excited. It's still got a long way to go and should be way higher than it is right now. But look, we'll see where we get to with this. So there's some of the charts that we have. Welcome back, TikTok. What's going on, everybody? There we go. Oh, I can see your beautiful faces. DXY 3-month chart, draw channel and see the death spiral clear as day. RPM, are you in that world that we are going to see a absolute fall off? Silver is skyrocketing again. I still think the bubble's going to burst. All right. Silver with a big move at 8%. But look at the futures though. -3 on silver futures. Maybe they believe there's just going to be a massive sell-off ahead of the Federal Reserve decision. Now, a lot of this is hedging around whether the Federal Reserve is going to bail the yen out. For example, here, look. The US dollar is dumping. The IMF has also confirmed that it now stress testing scenarios where there is a rapid sell-off of US dollar assets. Christina Georgieva said the IMF is modeling unthinkable events, including a fast exit from the dollar. I mean, how they would even know this, like how bull theory would know this, I have no idea. But that means the IMF is officially treating stress in the dollar as a real global risk. They're preparing for what happens if the trust in the dollar drops suddenly. This probably is a reason why Trump's come out and gone, hey, everybody, the dollar's fine. Don't worry about it. It's going to be great. The 1985 also began with a rate check policy signal, rumors of coordination. The dollar started weakening before any official intervention was announced. So maybe this is a plan. Maybe it's like, yeah, the dollar's kind of screwed here and Trump's having to like bail this out. Remember, it's all about the midterms. It's all about the midterms. DXY is toast, no saving it. QE is coming back. RPM, I mean, I definitely think, again, that's why I think the Federal Reserve's going to be bullish tomorrow. Maybe we just nailed these trades. By the way, if you aren't trading these markets, by the way, look at some of these coins we're talking about. Zcash, back above $400. We talked about this at 364 range. Remember, we were talking about yesterday. If we broke this line, this is perfect. I'm not even joking, you guys, right now. Look at this. We said, if we break above this line with volume, we come back with the retest, get ready, go long. Look at this. Absolutely printing right now on this Zcash long. So again, fantastic to see this break on there. We talked about that. So that one is absolutely doing well. By the way, don't forget you can trade all on Bitunix. There is a link in the description. You can also sign up and get that deposit bonus as well as the sign-up bonus as well. Definitely worth it, by the way. I've been doing a ton of my trading, deep liquidity, no KYC. It's available all over the world, and it's definitely worth your time, in my opinion. Obviously, some people say I'm biased, but it's been a good old platform to me. Simply click on the link, head on over there, get signed up, and start your trading now if you are interested as well. So there we go. Definitely worth it. But yeah, that Zcash trade doing pretty well as well. So good news. Good news. Trump loves weak dollar. Assets go up. That's true. And he wants Federal Reserve QE. And we're due to get the announcement of who he's going to have as next Federal Reserve chair. I mean, Rick Ryder is literally skyrocketing as the potential candidate. So where is it? Who will Trump pick as the next Fed chair? 47% in Rick Ryder. The BlackRock's coming to the moon of the market. It's going to be great. They're going to absolutely dump interest rates like you wouldn't believe. So again, could be front running it. I don't know. Soaks, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Too bad I asked for us to get a reverse 10-10-25. Down for it, Curtis. All down for it, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. But yeah, the Zcash trade printing out. Canton slightly behind, which is just, does surprise me a little bit. I thought we'd get Canton as a bit of a move. But yeah, all good. And BTC selling off a little bit. So we'll stick with this one. Rejection at the 50-day EMA here on the 4-hour chart. But we want to see it stick within this channel. This will be good news. All right. Viva La Bacon's in the house as well. Bitcoin going down. I mean, very marginally, but it's just a nice move. I mean, it's 1% up on the day. That would give us 2 days of green candles. Yeah. So it'd be 2 days back into this channel that we're looking at would actually end up being, would be pretty good news. I remember that whole silver move yesterday was pretty wild as well. So trading volume spiking on silver with that massive $900 billion sell-off when it comes to it. So, pretty interesting when you sort of walk and talk through all of that, in my opinion. So, we'll see where it goes to. We'll see. All right. But Federal Reserve decisions, I think, is pretty much bailed in. Let's not kid ourselves. There is pretty much no chance we are seeing rate cuts. What's going on, Rob? Good to see you. Welcome in, buddy. Welcome in. So as you can see here, we got 21 hours, 45 minutes until the Federal Reserve basically tell us what we already know, which is they're not going to cut rates. This isn't the point. The point here is going to be, what does the Federal Reserve do on the back of it? Are they hawkish or are they dovish? Well, like we said, the potential Japanese yen move is a critical one, okay? So, like I said, there are recent reports, there are debates going on right now where the Federal Reserve is gearing up to basically bail the yen out. We sort of touched on this yesterday, but the finance minister in Japan said the government is ready to act fast to protect forex markets if needed. And also this would ultimately be where the Federal Reserve does intertwine with the BOJ and broader policy coordination to make sure that it doesn't collapse. Remember, essentially, like, Japan's going to be bullish. Interest rate expectations, if the BOJ leans hawkish later in 26, global risk assets, including crypto, typically face more headwinds. So you want to see Japan kind of chill out, let things play out. And we probably want to hear a dovish Federal Reserve prepared to move. Oh, we need to do the bingo card as well. Prepared to move if they need to. Remember, the labor market's kind of been all right, really. Remind me, I've got the bingo card up, so just shout out anything that you guys think is worthwhile putting on the bingo card for the Federal Reserve meeting tomorrow with Jay Powell, all right? Somebody got Federal Reserve minutes early, hands the pump. I mean, that could be true. I mean, that could be true. It'd be wild if that was the case. Yeah, Jay Powell's going to come out super bullish on the markets. Like, oh my God, Jay Powell. That'd be pretty wild. He's going to raise it. Yeah, I mean, that would be wild. If he came out and raised rates, right? That would be insane. Insane. Let's put mic drop. Let's just put a mic drop moment, which could be anything from like, oh, he's, said that Trump's this or thumbs up, which could be pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean, if we can break back above this line, let's go in a little bit nearer here. Let's go to the 30-minute chart, breaking back into this range right now. We've done the retest here on the 30 minutes, so we could be in for a nice little move here. Power QE like crazy tomorrow. I mean, QE is probably definitely worthwhile. That would be definitely worthwhile, in my opinion. Whether he goes to that or it's under some sort of disguised view. Jay Powell steps down, just quits on the spot. I'll put QE revision. Let's do that. QE revision. I would love it if he just like on the podium was like, yeah, that's me done, boys. I'm out of here. Powell cost 5 words in. Oh yeah, cough 5 words in. All right. TikTok as well. Just type in the comments what you want to put in the bingo card. This is basically what gets said at the Federal Reserve meeting, i.e. afterwards, the official statement and how many we get. So I'll send this in the Discord as well. So jump in the Discord. Worthwhile. Need a nice move for morale. Being metals worth falling. I mean, there's a lot of debate right now of copper. We touched on copper yesterday as a potential next big mover. But look, I think it's also really good to see some altcoins moving. 2.99 trillion. So we need to get back above 3 trillion. But look, 2.35 at 952 on the total too. So that's everything minus Bitcoin and stable coins actually is pretty much moving around. DAP. What's going on? Data dependent on the bingo card. Oh, yeah. Data dependent. I mean, that is like a given now, isn't it? Dependent. There we go. Data dependent. He mentions tariffs or Greenland. I mean, that would be wild. But let's put Greenland. I mean, he'll mention tariffs, I would have thought, anyway, just as a monetary policy view. I feel like he's going to mention the dollar as well, but we'll see. Too big. Could a presidential controlled Fed be bearish for markets? Yes. Yeah, 100%. 100% that would be bearish for markets. Because what the view would be is that it would be then done based upon leverage. So yeah, that was kind of where Clariac's a good one. That was why there was nervousness around it. Now, the problem you've got to think a little bit here is any government body, any entity like this, it's never going to be 100% independent. It just, the human nature says it can't be. But you would hope that it can be as, I guess in this instance, is bipartisan as possible. Whether it actually is or not is a bigger debate. But I think there's a longer standing debate, isn't it? That Jerome Powell's very left leaning as opposed to right leaning. I mean, I don't know, right? I don't know, but we'll see. Could be wild. Saying good evening. Yeah, that's his first words. Are we going laptop or notebook? Laptop or notebook? I'm going for notebook because he doesn't care anymore. Yeah, waffle a lot. Of course he will. Silver, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Good to see you, man. But yeah, I think that's why, because don't forget, what would a presidential, and by the way, it's going to be anywhere. However you look at it, remember, they're appointed by the president, so Trump's going to appoint who he thinks is going to be the right person. Rick Ryder's probably going to be a decent one. I think Christopher Waller was what a lot of people wanted. Anyone except Kevin Vorsht, or Vorsht, however you pronounce his name. That's who people don't want to see. When is the crypto going to do? Well, that is the $1 million question, isn't it? Let's hope it's sooner rather than later, right? That's my view. Let's hope it's sooner rather than later. Powell comes out with an abacus. I mean, that would be wild if he came out with an abacus. You'd be like, oh my God, what's this? But yeah, well, let's see. Let's see. Like I said, the bigger debate will be, well, Powell will announce the, I was going to say Powell may even announce the new Federal Reserve chair, but I don't think he will. I don't think he will. That would be crazy, actually, thinking about it. But yeah, lots of good news coming out with XRP today. Majority Leader for Republicans, Senator John Thune, is receiving massive pressure from Republicans to bring the SAVE Act for a vote. Call him. He needs to hear from everyone. So I don't know what that is, by the way. I'm not super up to speed on it. But yeah, this is kind of some of the stuff coming out right now from the Trump administration. So we got this. Trump all incarcerated or active warrant criminally lines. Transfer. Okay, fine. There's nothing in there that's like, yeah, super wild right now for markets to just have taken off. So good news, I guess. Good news. Yeah, just lots of like crazy stuff. American Bitcoin has increased its total Bitcoin reserves to 5,843 BTC and achieved a BTC yield of 116% from the NASDAQ debut on September 3rd. So American Bitcoin continues to stack their bags. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, outside of that, there is no news. There's no news. Rumors suggest Venezuela could hold $60 billion in Bitcoin, but crypto forensic experts are skeptical. Okay, cool. Power wearing purple tie. Good one. The old purple tie. Germany XRP news. What's that? What? There is some more. I haven't seen any Germany XRP news. That sounds wild. Okay, yeah, it's all to do with Trump's view on the dollar right now. That's all I can see that's coming up. Again, I apologize. I haven't really had time to dive into any market stuff today. I've had one of the chaotic days of work. And then, yeah, we put the kids to bed and I literally fell asleep downstairs. So I am sorry. So I'm winging this a little bit. I'm winging it a little bit, people. All right. So just stick with me. All right. Trump is live now. Oh, is he? Okay. Where is he? Where is he live? Powell is featured in a deleted scene in the next one. That would be wild. That would be wild. Where is he live though? I can't see him live on. He's not live on X. Private credit. I don't see a live stream from the White House. I've got to be honest. Where is he live? Behave. I can't see him live anyway. Be funny if Powell got arrested live. That would be pretty crazy as well. Yeah, that would be. Let's not kid ourselves. That would be pretty wild. I mean, it's very unlikely, but that would be wild. Yeah, speaking on Kane Show, check FTX News or Right Broadcast Live. Right, I mean, he's not anywhere else, and it can't be that big a deal if he's speaking. It's sure it's something. Trump is doing an interview with Fox News in Iowa. Okay, let's have a look. Fox News. Is it just like an off the cuff one or not? What day is the Clarity Act vote? Thursday, Jim Bob. Thursday. Now, assuming that weather goes right. Oh, okay, here we go. The Will Kane Show, President. Okay. Can we see this? Watch live. What the heck is this? I can't live stream it because I don't have. Oh, here we go.
thing I've ever heard. You talk about bad policy.
But he's still got his coat
Open
on.
borders where people were coming. So the
just,
whole world, the Congo,
this here.
Venezuela, all over the world, they're letting people in from their prisons and they're feeding them into the United States. And they're murderers and they're drug dealers and they're everything else you can think of, every bad name you can think of. And they let them in by the millions. We closed the border. You know, we have nobody coming into our country anymore.
Literally. It just shows how hard it is to clean up, even after you close it. It shows the price that we paid under Joe Biden.
It's the hardest thing when you think of it. You know, inflation we've solved. It's done. We have it good. Where prices are coming way down. They were just saying in Iowa the fuel is $1.95. Did you hear that? Somebody said $1.85, but it was $3.50, $4.50 just a year and a half ago. You look at eggs, you look at groceries, it's all down. Everything's come down. Do you notice they don't mention affordability anymore? That's like an old-fashioned word. They brought up affordability, but they were the ones that caused it. I didn't cause it. I came in, prices were way too high. We had the highest inflation in the history of our country. 48 years, they say. I say the history.
BF.
But we had the highest, let's say in 48 years, the highest inflation. Prices were way high. Now I've got the prices down, and they're going down still further. But think of it. We brought fuel from $4, $3.50, $3.75 down to $1.99, $1.08. I was just told in Iowa $1.85.
Yeah.
A gallon.
No doubt. But that leaves that problem, like you said, the hardest one to solve. People say they want our immigration laws enforced.
The hardest one to solve is.
Do you know, I remember a conversation that you and I had a year and a half ago with your Secretary of War, our friend Rachel Campos Duffy, and you said to me, you looked at me and said, it's going to be difficult when the New York Times runs a picture of a little kid being taken away from their mother. It's going to be difficult. And by the way, that basically happened to you a week ago. It was propaganda and it was false about a 5-year-old.
By the way, it was a totally false story
totally
about the
fake
5-year-old.
story.
Yeah,
But you're now dealing with the difficulty of the propaganda in the face of enforcing
and I knew
illegal
that,
immigration.
I mean, I
you
said
did know.
It's always tough.
Are you still
So we
committed?
take out 25 murderers. We take out drug dealers. We take out a whole group of people by the thousands. And if we get one person a little bit wrong, headlines. But they don't talk about all the tremendous, you know, the reason that we have Minnesota crime down. I talk about that because it's only down for one reason. We took out so many criminals. But other states are way down. So the report came out, there, think of it. In the history of this country, we have the lowest number of murders. We have the lowest crime, the best crime numbers. That's despite the fact that millions, I say 25 million people, millions of people were let in through the border by Biden. And many of those people were not people you want to have in the country.
So what's going to change? You put in Tom Homan. Have you spoken today to Tom Homan?
Well, yeah, I have. Tom is fantastic. Tom is a tough guy, but I've watched over the years.
I feel like we're not going to get what we want here. This is just going to be a lot of like immigration stuff.
Some people just want to do their job and leave me alone, and that's sort of okay too. That's generally been okay. Most of them are happy. Memphis, Tennessee, very tough, very straightforward. We're taking the criminal out. We're getting them out, either putting them in jail because some are so bad that you don't want to send them to where they came from because you're afraid they're going to come back. They're murderers. So some are very down and straight, and others, Tom, I've noticed, as tough as he is, he gets along very good with governors and mayors. Now, I spoke to the mayor and to the governor yesterday, and they want to see it cleared up.
I'm so fascinated by your conversation with Governor Tim Walz. This man has suggested that this is a modern-day Gettysburg. He has likened his situation to Anne Frank in the Holocaust. He has said that ICE is your Gestapo army. And then you guys speak on the phone. I'm fascinated by that conversation.
It couldn't have been a nicer conversation. And in fact, I said to my people, I said,
oh, man.
It's hard to believe that's the same guy I watch on television.
Yeah.
Or I watch in a debate not doing so well. Or because we had a very reasonable conversation, very good conversation. If you believe the conversation, he'd like to...
I wasn't going to say anything OPF Norfolk. I'm literally going to have a look right now.
In the whole country, we've done this so much. We have the crime down to a level that nobody ever... You know, I campaigned a little bit on crime, a lot on the border. The problem is I gave you the best border in the history of our country. Nobody wants to talk about it anymore. You know, I did it a long time ago. I was able to do it within 3 months of taking office. I had that border locked and closed. And, you know, nobody even tries to come up anymore. It's easy now. Nobody even tries to come up. Before they were coming up by the millions. But nobody wants to talk about that. They only want to talk about whatever the last thing is. But we're taking out thousands and thousands of criminals. And the worst thing that Biden did to this country, because, again, inflation I can solve, all this stuff. The hardest thing to solve is when you have people brought into the country And you have to take those people. We have a very unfriendly court system, frankly, especially at the lower levels. Take those people and you have to say, I'm sorry, but you're going out. And in many cases, they're murderers. And, you know, they shoot you. They kill you. You've seen that, where they kill you. You're after a murderer. Sir, you're going to have to come with me. And they end up shooting you. It's a very tough job that they have.
I know you addressed this morning. You talked about the incredible success, and it is an incredible success at the Southern border.
I mean, markets are okay at the minute. BTC, War 89191,
going to Minnesota.
Metals green, DXY dumping, silver futures still down, by the way. Silver futures.
You do.
She was there with the border. Who closed up the border? She did, with Tom Homan, with the whole group. I mean, they closed up the border. The border is a tremendous success, one of the most secure borders in the entire world. We were a laughingstock 1.5 years ago for the whole world. The whole world laughed at us. I had friends that said, is that real? You know, they'd look at a picture. You've been down to the border. They'd look at a picture of the border.
Larry, it probably is.
With hundreds of thousands of people pouring in like it was water.
Trouble is, when it's like this, it's just loads of immigration stuff. This isn't going to do anything for markets. Markets don't like uncertainty. So at the same time, if he's going to talk dollar, he's got to think you're looking for anything that affects the economy in a good way. That'll push the markets higher right now.
Immediately. It was great. We had great years.
We'll watch it for a little bit, and if it don't get any better, then we'll move on.
16, my first term. And we rebuilt the military, and we get the largest regulation cuts. We had the best job number. We had a great first term. This term seems to be blowing it away.
I'm down for it.
I mean, the only thing we have is a Minnesota situation, and that is, I believe, easily resolved.
Okay. You're about to take the stage here in Iowa. I imagine you're going to talk about the economy.
Yeah.
I'm curious what your plan is if the Supreme Court rules negatively on your tariffs. You talk about the tariffs
We'll have to find another way.
Look, is there a plan B?
Don't talk about tariffs.
Have been indispensable towards success. We've taken in $600 billion in tariffs. I gave the farmers $12 billion last week. I took them out of tariff money. It's kept the unfair competition out of our country. Now, they can build their auto plant here, but they can't build a plant in some place with, you know, labor costs for a penny and then sell it into this country and then charge people a lot of money for a car. So the only way they can do that, they have to build the plants here. So the big auto companies from Germany, from Mexico, from Canada, Mexico and Canada are literally, their plants are closing down. They're moving into this country. So we have more activity than we've ever had. We have thousands of businesses all over the country being built. We have hundreds of big major factories between AI, autos, and many other things being built. We've never
used them as a tool for
world peace. Dumped.
For world peace, yeah. We have to use it for world peace.
But what happens if the Supreme Court strikes down the tariffs?
We will find some other way of doing a similar thing.
You know,
but it'll be more inconvenient. It won't be as easy.
I was just speaking to some of the diners here today. Right. David Ullman, he's lived in Iowa for a long time. He's in agriculture. He does express concern about the tariffs and the effect it's had on farmers in Iowa.
Well, it's going to be don't forget, they just kicked in. And we've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars. And we've kept a lot of people out that want to come in and rip off for years, it was the reverse. China would charge us tariffs. Other countries would charge us tariffs. I've totally reversed it. Japan gave us $550 billion. South Korea is supposed to give us $350 billion. But what happens is they're coming in, they're building plants, they don't have to pay tariffs. If they don't do that, so what's happening is we're getting a tremendous amount of
gold
business
pumping, gold's going to the moon.
And they're coming in fast and sharp.
Stop it!
I think the farmers are going to be the biggest beneficiary because when you used to have people coming in and dumping their crops into the United States, and you guys were hurt, they're not allowed to do that because we're tariffing those crops.
Just a couple of more questions.
I think the farmers, in a way, and it's going to take a little while to kick in, and the farmers stuck with me the first time, and I was right, with China, when China did a little bit of a number. We gave you $28 billion then because it was a help because they were taken advantage of for years. We gave them 28. Now we gave them 12, sort of a minimal payment. $12 billion for the farmers. Nobody else would be able to do that. Nobody else would even think of doing that. But the tariffs are going to be phenomenal for the farmers, but they just kicked in.
I just see some nods here as you're talking.
A lot of nodding.
A couple of more questions. A couple of quick more questions.
They'll work for me. They'll work for me.
One. This whole Minnesota thing, it started because of a focus on fraud. It started because of illegal immigration and welfare fraud.
Yeah.
The question is, will there be accountability in Minnesota and beyond?
There's got to be.
Other states, California.
Minnesota is one state.
Yeah.
If you look at California, so in Minnesota they think it's $19 billion. If they think
it's
it's
really
$19
hard
billion,
interview to follow, isn't it? It's all over the
quadruple it.
place.
And if we catch a lot of this fraud, and I felt it for a long time, but now we know what's happening. And the answer is, yeah, there will be accountability. It's one of the little problems. I happen to think, and I've said it from the beginning, that a lot of what's going on with respect to Minneapolis, with what's happening with all the hoopla, is so people don't talk about.
You think it's a distraction?
I've said it from day one. It's a distraction because what you don't see is that we have hundreds of accountants from Todd and from all of the different people. We have hundreds of accountants going over everything that's happening, and we're finding fraud on top of fraud on top of fraud. And I think that they don't want that to happen.
Markets like fraud. Don't like tariffs, but they like fraud.
Probably that's a minimal number. Now, you take that and you go to California. You think California is better? I would say California is worse. It's totally out of control. They don't know what they're doing out there. The governor is, I actually thought he was a pretty nice guy, but he has no clue what he's doing. Look at a railroad. He builds a railroad. It's like 20 times more expensive than it was supposed to be. And what they did to get down the cost, they made it shorter so it doesn't go to San Francisco.
You saw what he said, right? He's claiming victory in Minnesota, by the way. He has posted that you have retreated in Minnesota, Governor Gavin Newsom, and he is encouraging people to keep the pressure up.
See, I haven't heard that at all because it's just the opposite. I was called by the governor yesterday. I was called by the mayor yesterday. How do we do something? Please, how do we do something? I think it's bad for them. I don't think it's bad for us. I think it's bad for them.
Yeah, you'll have to see what Governor
But it's not
Newsom
a question
posted.
of retreat. We want safe cities. Whether it's if we took a lot of the crime out of there. We want safe cities and states. We want a safe country. And again, we just got a report done by Democrats that the country is the safest ever recorded right now.
Right, along with a secure border. I'm just looking around. Who's here today? There's a lot of people. But one guy who is not here is your Secretary of State, and I'm afraid he made a very big mistake. He gave an interview where he said that one of his tricks with you is on Air Force One. Marco Rubio goes into a room and covers himself up with blankets so that you won't see him sleeping, that you'll think it's a staffer. And so I think there's only one of two ways you go with this. You give him yet another job, or you pull the blankets back.
That's what he wants. Let me tell you, he's doing a fantastic job. But he's a tough cookie. I can tell you that. He's a tough cookie. He's going to go down as the best Secretary of State we've ever had. You see what we're doing. Just today we solved a tremendous problem in conjunction with Syria. Saved many lives. Right. I mean, we're saving a lot of lives all over the world. Ended 8 wars. I'm very proud of that because it's not tough for me. We're trying to end one more, by the way, Russia, Ukraine. And I think we're going to get that done, too. But we ended 8 wars and saved tens of millions of lives, and I'm happy about that.
You should be proud.
Thank you.
I know you're a big sports fan, so we'll end here. We now have the Super Bowl set. New England Patriots, Seattle Seahawks.
Again, I've seen that play out before.
You answer with
Go Seahawks! I have no idea, by the way.
Affiliation and fandom of President Donald
That's
Trump.
True. In those
so
cases,
I'm curious. Have you already done the analysis?
Well, I tell you what, no, but
who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Bob Kraft is a friend of mine, and I've watched that team. You got to hand it to him. He had the great team, and now he's got the great team again. They made a fantastic draft pick. The quarterback is great. But it's going to be I think it's going to be a tremendous game. I hope it's going to be a tremendous game.
Yeah. Mr. President, I know you got to take the stage. I really appreciate all the time you've given us and joining us live. We called a lot of audibles right here at the last moment. We really appreciate you joining us.
Well, you've done a tremendous job, and you've really been very fair to me. I don't even say nice. I just want to be fair, and you've been fair, and you've also been nice. And so it was an honor to do it. When I heard it was you, I said, let's do it.
All right. My goal is to tell the truth, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Will, very much. Thank you.
There we go. President Trump says the U.S. must use tariffs. No for the tariffs.
A lot of folks here very pleased with the President of the United States, as you can hear right there. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more from the Will Cain Show live.
There we go. All right, people. What do markets do? Bitcoin 89.1 on the back of that. A couple of key snippets, I guess. Not a lot on the economy, but that may be a bit of a later speech. Tariffs still playing a big thing. I mean, when's the next Supreme Court ruling on tariffs? I kind of feel like it's not even being announced anymore. They're just like, oh, well, we'll kind of wait and see what happens. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We will see. Beep says Melania should win a Golden Globe. I mean, that would be pretty wild. That would be pretty wild if it came out. But Yeah, I mean, we'll see on that. I don't necessarily think that's what's pumped markets, though, by the way, just so we're all clear on that. I don't believe for a split second that that is the thing that skyrocketed markets, because that wouldn't make any sense to me. Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense to me. There is clearly something else that has kind of pushed these, and I'm still not really seeing a lot in terms of, you know, what's going on out there. Lots of discussions going on about the Federal Reserve. Lots of discussions right now on hash rate on Bitcoin that's kind of dropped. Obviously, with the weather out there in the US, they were actually seeing a net decline in hash rate. Does that mean prices go up? No. I guess technically it means they mine less, but I feel like it's unlikely that's going to be the case that we go in. So, you know, look, we're still probably looking for a close anywhere around 89. High, ideally above and back into this trend is what we're looking for. So we probably need to push a little bit higher. We're looking for about 89,200. So we'll see. We'll see. Well, you know, maybe the speech later on becomes a little bit more bullish. Maybe you get a bit more of a like sentiment as to where he thinks the economy is going to go. Clearly, there is definitely discussion on the dollar as that one walks through. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Well, I mean, there's definitely a discussion around the yen. I think this is going to play out to be a bigger part as these markets kind of move. So we'll definitely try and stay close to the Japanese yen. I mean, we talked about this on Sunday, I think it was. CME gap at 93k, then dump into new lows. Do you think, Jose? Wow. So President Trump of the US dollar, after it posted its worst year since 2017, is doing great. The US dollar is doing exactly what Trump wants it to do. It's pricing in lower interest rates and helping boost export. Asset owners are the only winners, which is fair. I did see a net exports. Not a lot is actually being exported. Way more has been like internally moved around, which is kind of interesting. So, yeah. By the way, someone was asking about Flare. There's a think up here. 91 million plus XRP bridged. That's pretty wild. Like if you think about that. 91 million XRP bridged from FXRP as well. So, yeah, bullish. Bullish. Everybody expecting a gold rotation into crypto will be very disappointed. Do you think, Jose? I mean, I was only talking about this earlier on, that I actually think early signs in the gold and silver market are starting to play out. I mean, I think it's insane if people are diving into silver and gold right now. Like, this is so cooked. Look at the RSI down here. Like, the RSI is so overbought right now. It's kind of crazy. You're literally FOMOing the top into these assets. Silver would be one, you know, 112, 8.5% move today is crazy. Gold at 51.81 at 3.4%. These are massive moves. Like, think about it. These are like hundreds of billions of dollars. As risk changes, and eventually gold will top out, silver will top out, and they'll rotate, as we've seen previously as well. But you have to go back a while. I think into like I think it's like back to the early 90s where we saw like a big old correction in gold. Bear in mind, this is like, you know, if we go like, let's go back into the weekly candles, probably right, actually. You know, if you look at kind of the price here on gold, it went from 2,084 here. And it dumped down to 1,629. So, I mean, a 21% move. And it happened in, you know, half a year. It happened in like 3 months, 4 months. Gold RSI, smoking hot, wouldn't touch it. Yeah. And that's the thing. We were talking about this before. At some point, the undervalued asset becomes Bitcoin. I know people probably don't think that's going to happen. And, you know, FOMO is a real thing. And, you know, there's a lot that has to happen in. But I still at the same time believe that there is some good news out there that could come into the market. For me, the big thing is going to be liquidity. If the DXY keeps dropping, then gold will be 6K in no time. Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. That's probably true. The question is, why is this a Trump manufactured effort with the DXY? I mean, that's a big call. Last call for Bitcoin Cash. Oh, I have Bitcoin Cash here. I was looking at earlier on. Yeah, I mean, it's not far. Look at this perfect bounce here off this Fibonacci that we looked at the other day as well. The 618 Fibonacci at 573. Did we talk about this as a potential trade? I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, that's a great bounce on BCH. And if it breaks that 20-day EMA right now, which it has done, and holds this range of what, 595, yeah, you could. I would even be pricing $600 on that move. Definitely. What should that mean regarding FXRP? Just means you've got demand for it. And again, once you see the removal of it, that's where I think you could get even more. Do gold and silver have such a thing as a bull cycle? And as this, no, not really. Because don't forget, they're a hedge against risk. And risk essentially comes in crypto because you get the bull run and the bear market. So you get, I mean, it'll get to a point where it will peak at some point. It has to do. Like, the debate is when it goes to. I mean, don't forget, gold's been on like a 25-year tear right now. But yeah. So a couple of the reasons why. Let's see a couple of reasons why the dollar is weakening. So the Federal Reserve to check currency rates. This is the whole thing around Japan that we've been saying, yeah? So markets might be preparing for a policy action to weaken the dollar. Traders interpret this as a sign of dovish intent, prompting selling of US dollars. So remember, people want to dump dollars and get into potential risk on. This could be where the conversion comes. This could be where the rotation comes in. That absolutely could be a thing that, we walk through. Looser future US monetary policy is definitely one thing as well. So this could be aligned. This is why I think the Fed's dovish. Have I even put that on the bingo card for tomorrow night? No. I'm going to put dovish. Fed. OPF Norfolk sending a gifted sub, Larry. Congrats on the gifted membership for the next month. Let me know, Larry, if you're in our Discord. I'll give you access to the premium Discord. That's our trade bots. That's your TA bots, as well as any trades we're taking, up-to-date information, all the alpha you could possibly need. Let me know that you are in the Discord. Let me know your username, and I will give you access to that for the next month. Welcome. And OPF Norfolk, thank you so much for gifting that membership. If you want to grab that membership, by the way, anyone else, simply go to the bottom of the screen, click that join button. It's about $6 a month. Totally worth it. The Discord is absolutely the place to be. It's still, like we said, a little bit quiet, but certainly worth it in my view. And this will certainly get bigger and better. Equally, we've been posting some of our trades in there. I think I even posted the Zcash trade a while back. What was the last one I put in there? So, yeah, Zcash. As discussed in the live stream, the potential breakout on the 20-day EMA for Zcash could be good. Looking for volume pickup and a signal. Entry at 372 if this breaks out from support. Trading the momentum move here is what we're looking for. You can see here what we're trying to grab as the Asta move, which has played out perfectly, which we talked about the other day. And that has played out perfectly. So even if you had like $100, you would have already paid for your monthly membership. $398, you went from 372 breakout. Perfect, right? 4%. Easy peasy. It's not clearly that easy, but yeah, if you're interested in that, grabbing that, then check the link out in the description. Also, check out the link in my bio on TikTok as well. And I will, but let me know, Larry, if you are in there. Craig, some good gold experts are calling for gold pullback to 3,900 and 4,100 when it happens. Watch the rotation. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people, I think you get a real divisive view of whether gold is going to rotate. History absolutely tells us that gold rotates into Bitcoin or risk on assets. Let's call it that, yeah? Let's call it that. Barth says XRP price will change quicker because of scarcity. ETFs, remember, all the banks use it. Well, I mean, I haven't been deep diving into XRP recently too much. I've been trying to do broader market videos. I'm trying to put the channel to a little bit of a broader audience. It's a long-term growth strategy. Whether it works or not, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, when I do look at some of the XRP stuff, and I think I did do a video about this before, there is some really interesting stuff going on with the banks, by the way. Really interesting stuff going on that I think a lot of people need to be aware of. And certainly a lot of people need to look out for because, when it does happen, it's going to happen pretty aggressively. But yeah, where is the... that was Ripple. I thought I'd done something. Maybe not, actually. I thought I'd looked at gold, the rotation of... the rotation of gold into, or the capital rotating into Bitcoin, but I must not have done. I thought I did. Yeah, I can't find it. It's annoying, isn't it? It's annoying. I thought I had. All right. Good. Okay. Let's just price it. Bitcoin's, yeah, look, Bitcoin, it's an interesting place right now. I'll tell you what we need to bring up, but we haven't got. Let's bring up the order book and see what's going. Why has it done that? That's not what I want. That's what I want. Oh, the other thing to note probably will be what we got in terms of ETFs today. I haven't seen a lot of that. I didn't track much. Like I said, I've had one of those days where I've just not really had any time to look at anything. Okay, so these are, let's have a look, see what some of these futures contracts come in as. This could be good news. This could be good news. Right. Let's do that. Oh, okay, I can't do that. This one. All right. let's have a look. So total liquidations today, 288 million. So not super crazy numbers, which is fine. We've got, let's take a look at these crypto ETFs, by the way. I talked about this yesterday in my latest video. So 134 million inflows on ETFs. That's pretty bullish. That's pretty bullish. 6.8 million into, wow, look at the Ethereum ETF. Holy crap, where's that come from? $117 million worth of Ethereum inflows today. What? XRP, 7.7 million. Solana, 2.5 million. Why is ETFs on Ethereum gone crazy? Oh, maybe because Ethereum's going to the moon. I've been saying this. Everyone's been calling me crazy. Everyone's like, well, 2-bit doesn't know what he's talking about. I've been saying, watch out. Ethereum's going to surprise a lot of people. Now, the fact the price has broke back above 3,000 is kind of good news. 3,004. We want to keep it. I mean, Bitcoin is freaking selling off, but hey. Tim, what's going on, buddy? So, yeah, I mean, if ETH can hold the 3,000, but yeah, that's super interesting. Massive institutional buying here on Ethereum. Let's take a quick look at, where is it? Here. Let's see if we can see anything on here that's going to tell us. Don't forget, if you haven't, oh, the deployment is temporary pause. What? Broski, come on. That's annoying, isn't it? That is annoying, actually. I can't look at, I was going to look at Ethereum. Tom Lee said send ETH. Well, I saw a picture and it was like Tom Lee and Michael Saylor together, which is kind of wild when you think about it. But yeah, that's a big net inflow there on ETFs. So IBIT 0.98. So it looks like IBIT had a pretty strong day on the inflows. Let's take a look. So Bitcoin ETFs here. We got a good day yesterday, albeit 6.8 million is not the craziest number in the world, but hey, it's better than nothing. So, wow, super. I thought we'd get way more than this. Super flat day. ARC21, Kathy Wood, who also did a recent interview, I don't know if you saw that, saying that they believe the bottom of the market's in. I reckon if we get a dovish Fed tomorrow, we might be in for a pretty spicy end of the week. We could definitely be in for a spicy end of the week, in my opinion. In my opinion. Larry, if you didn't hear what I said, let me know if you're in the Discord, by the way, and I'll give you access to the premium element of it. You get access to our two bots in there that can do TA, they can look at DeFi, they can give you analysis on the markets and everything else, as well as you get our trade signals and everything else, and our 2 trade guides. Again, that sort of talks about it as well. So let me know if you're in there, mate, and we can give you access to it. And FYI, the coin looks pretty cool on you. Good. All right. Let's take a look then here. So we still got a few things on the bingo card, by the way. Keep putting your answers. What do you think Jerome Powell will say, do, and what do you think comes out of the Federal Reserve FOMC meeting tomorrow, 2:30? I think it's Central Standard Time. Let me know. So far, dovish Fed, data dependent, good evening. Greenland, mic drop moment, clarity at purple tie, cough 5 words in, QE revisions, and tariffs. Oh, stop it. We've been heading down for months. You are correct. We've been heading down since October the 6th, right? I think it was October the 6th we've been dumping since. So you are 100% correct, sir. Well done. Yeah, from October the 6th we've been dumping. And actually, if you think about it, right now we are down about 30%. Way bullish. Can't go down forever though, can it? That's the view. I mean, technically, we've been going up since the 20th of November. Now, I don't know if you guys saw my recent video that I posted, which was all discussions of whether the bear market's been, whether it's coming. 5 more months, what I've dumping. Where does that take us to? June. Yeah, I could see that. We've talked about it here on the channel. Where do we think the bottom could be? We definitely have talked about that we think the bottom could be around 65K. That wouldn't be an unusual. If you went to the bottom of this move, which is about there. So yeah, you could argue 58,581 is probably the low end at the 382 Fibonacci. I don't think we get that low. My view is we're probably in here somewhere, which would be about between 65 and 70K. That would be consistent with this part of, be consistent with this move here. But equally, crazy things have happened in this market. You got Trump at the helm, and I don't necessarily mean that in a good way, by the way. I don't mean that in a good way. I mean that in probably a relatively volatile way that, Trump's at the helm of the market, because it's a bit like, well, who the heck knows what's going to happen? Tariffs today, gone tomorrow, all of that. Appreciate my guy. Can you have a sneak peek at BNKR AI-based project? Yes, we can. Let me bring that up. I'm assuming, is it on Dexels, yeah? But yeah, let me know if you want put it on there. Summertime anyway. Are you bullish or bearish 2026? I am short-term bearish, long-term bullish, and that could be in 2026 as well. So I could I could see us retracing. I could definitely see us going down a little bit more. But I could see a pretty good move also. I can see both sides of this. Think about what's going to drive markets down right now. People want to go risk off. People are unsure. Liquidity tightens. All of that is essentially what is going to restrict price. Okay. So what does that look like? The Federal Reserve don't cut rates. You get the carry trade unwind, what we looked at yesterday, could be estimated between $2 and $20 trillion. You get, maybe you get loads of impeachment stuff, government shutdowns, all of this kind of crazy stuff, right? That might come in. That is generally seen as a negative. Equally though, Federal Reserve could come in and they don't even necessarily need to cut interest rates. They just need to be dovish on the economy. Now, whether that happens or not is probably a big debate. Right, have we looked at this? So this is banker coin, right? I mean, why is it spiked all of a sudden? I mean, I never like coins, just FYI, that do this. So this is on a massive macro downtrend and does $5 million in volume today and absolutely goes to the moon. I don't know why it's done this. By the way, my view of this always is just sell this and get out. That's my opinion. It's not financial advice, but it was up at what? 4.5. It's already down to 3.9. And my guess is it probably dumps down here. So yeah, be very mindful. If you're not already in that, I think it's unwise to trade something like that. I would wait and see what happens tomorrow and the day after. I mean, fair play if you were in it though. I mean, it's kind of skyrocketed, but yeah. Larry says, people are too scared. We're about to fly. I mean, maybe, Larry, yeah. Fairground says, stay clear. You're probably not wrong either, Fairground. I probably would align to that sentiment. So, like I said, we'll say short it. See, KTOW says, short that mother trucker. By the way, if you haven't already hit the like button, give us a quick thumbs up on the stream, by the way. 130, 140 of you guys in here right now would be great just to drop a like on the stream. Also, if you haven't subscribed, definitely consider doing so. I'm live 6 days a week here on YouTube and on TikTok, by the way. Trying to bring you the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency. So, as always, massively appreciate all the support. Again, hitting the like button, chatting away, interacting with the stream, all helps out. So, yeah, appreciate you guys for sure. Okay, so, that's what I was going to talk about. Yeah, so dead quick, just gold rotation. Gold rotates into crypto when fear is high. So I guess when you think, gold runs when fear is high, inflation risks are front loaded and rates are peaking. Oh, I tell you what we haven't looked at. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but this is important. Where is the thing I want? I don't know where it is anymore. That's it. There we go. Got it. Rotation from gold. Gold fails to make a new high. Momentum flattens and headlines turn from buy gold to glad it's gold is fully priced. That's the debate we've got to look out for right now. Yeah. Treasury yields would be good ones. So bond yields peaks, inflation cools, markets start pricing rate cuts, QE, and liquidity injections. That's what we need to look out for, right? That's what we need to look out for. Vern, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. That's going to be the big thing for me. Inflation expectations cool, and QE, or what they're talking about right now, is like monetary devaluation or some sort of nonsense like that, and injections of liquidity. So this would be buying treasury bonds. This would be new issuance of treasury bonds. This could be a good one, right? That's what we probably need to look out for. The TGA. Now, you need to watch the TGA, and I talked about it yesterday. We looked at it at the start of the show. Is ticking up. This is where government shutdowns, you're going to see more of that money go in, like we saw before. What's interesting with the TGA is it hasn't drained that much since the previous one. DXY rolls over. Well, we're seeing that right now. Forex volatility rises and emerging market liquidity improves. What's the Russell at right now? Just out of pure curiosity. Russell is at 0.3, so not super crazy. It's up a little bit. Up a little bit. SNX says, awesome show. Thank you, man. Could you check SNX weekly and monthly bullish diversions? Oh, I see what you did there. SNX. Like your style, by the way. Come in with flattery, gets you everywhere, in my opinion. Gets you everywhere. Is it this one? Yeah, SNX, over 3 years old. Market cap of $184 million. Is that the one? If it is, the volume's awful, by the way. But is this it? Should I be looking at it like coin market cap or something? This is Polymarket. Let's go here. BTC hits $1. Let's hope so. I mean, let's not hope so because we'd all have no portfolios left to buy anything. SNX Synthetics. It's not that one yet. It's not that one. Okay, cool. Where's it at? Down 4% at 41 cents right now. What do you think it said? Sorry. You said, could you check us the next weekly and monthly bullish divergence? Yeah, see, this is where I can put it on here, actually. Oh, look at this. Bullish. EMAs. That's not what I want, actually. Not the greatest. Okay, we can do... That's not going to work. Okay, I need to have a look at it on there. I mean, it can bullish divergent all it wants. The chart looks awful. Awful. In my opinion, by the way, all right? I know people will hate me for it, but yeah, the chart looks terrible. Terrible. I think it's unwise to be in any token that does not have an ETF. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I mean, you're going to get certain coins that are never going to get ETFs, are there? Like, you're in the sort of top end of coins that have an ETFs. I mean, if you look at... Yeah, I don't know if I would be involved. If you're in this, fair play. If you're not, then I don't know if I would touch it. That's just my personal opinion. It's your money. Do what you want with it. But, I mean, yeah, most of these... I mean, Hyperliquid's been tearing it up right now. I was looking at that. $20. Chainlink's on the move. Monero, are we going to get a privacy ETF? That could be pretty interesting. Zcash up 8%. That trade looks bullish. Canton's starting to move now, which is good. That's starting to move. So, yeah, World Limit Financial coming back as well, because that took a little bit of a dumperino, didn't it? So, World Limit Financial starting to, just tick back to the upside, which is good. BNB had a nice little move. Monad's an interesting one. And Vern, I see you just joined. Monad is on a tear right now and broke the 20-day EMA. So, Monad might end up being a nice little move as well. I think we talked about Monad breaking the 20-day EMA. Watch out for this. So, I mean, loads of opportunities out there with some of these markets. If you're not greedy and you're not super FOMO on trades, you can make some of these trades work. Tight stop losses, low margin, responsible capital. Let's call it that. Don't ape all your entire bag in there, but there is definitely some opportunities out there. You must be somewhere near, you must be break even or certainly up a little bit, right, Craig, on your Asta trade and your Canton trade? I feel like them two are, I mean, Asta's up. Oh, it's Aerodrome Finance. What's Asta up? Asta's up another 4%. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, Asta's the highest it's been now for the last 3 or 4 days. So, yeah, your Asta trade and your Canton trade must be pretty good. I don't want to obviously call you out in front of everybody on the stream, but Craig's in the Discord premium group, and he took the opportunities that he saw right in front of me. He was like, "Yo, this is an interesting one." Oh, you're about Canton, fine. I thought you'd Asta as well, but yeah, interesting. I think Canton, by the way, I think he definitely could be a good one, especially if privacy starts to move. But yeah, look at that wick down there as well. Wick down all the way to the support line. I mean, sometimes I shock myself with some of this tier. Monero dumped big time. Yeah, did you see why the Monero dumped? It was a hack, wasn't it? So some hackers hacked something. I can't think what it was. They got about $100 million and then they ran it all through the Monero network. Insane, really. And that's what caused the spike in Monero. They were buying loads and loads and loads and loads of Monero with the hacked, like, I think it was ETH actually they got. Pretty insane when you think about it in that sentiment. Pretty insane, if you ask me. OPF says ASDA. What does that mean? On the logarithmic chart for SNX, it has completed wave 5. Yeah, the chart still looks awful, though. I mean, it might have done. Yeah, and again, by the way, I'm not saying that isn't an opportunity, but if you're buying in and you're assuming it's going to go to all-time highs, I just don't see it in a chart that's consistently been proper ground bait. Again, I don't know anything about the ecosystem. I don't know any good news that's coming out about it. But Asta, all right, fair enough. But a chart that looks like that is a challenge. Let's just call a spade, yeah. Call a spade. But yeah, Monero is one to watch. The whole privacy narrative will be good. I mean, Zcash back above 400 now, so yeah. We'll say Algorand have big AI event on the 17th. Yeah, I mean, I talked about Algorand before that pumped last time. And Algorand was doing pretty well the other day. It's at 12-1 right now. Again, look at this. Rejected on the 20-day EMA on the daily. So, what are you looking at here, in my opinion? Well, look at the last time that it actually, it actually got support on the 20-day EMA. You got a big bounce. Like I said, look at this. So this 20-day EMA narrative that I think so many people neglect, it's a pretty simple narrative to look at, is actually pretty bullish when you look at some of these coins. But yeah, I think Algorand could have a nice little run pretty soon. I think all of those coins could. I think all of those coins for sure could do it. Algorand was my worst investment. Larry, when did you buy it? Man, you must have. We were talking about Algorand. I remember when it was like everyone was like H bar, H bar. Do you remember? We were on the stream going, "Watch out!" I think it was. Where was it? It must have been this. Yeah, it was this pump here. All this. I was like, Algorand's the one to watch. Don't go into H bar. Keep your eye out for it. Blah 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 blah. And then it was like, boom! Absolutely skyrocketed to the moon. 61 cents that mother trucker went to. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Bruce, yeah. On the 1 minute big candle. Well, BTC had a pretty big candle as well. Thoughts on Pepe Ascension? I have heard that it is not delivered on what they've said that it was going to deliver. That's what I've heard right now. So, I can't confirm yay or nay. I did do some videos on it, so I'll be pretty disappointed if it was a scam. But I've heard they've not delivered on what they said they were going to. So if you're not in it, I'd be mindful of it. Might have a look at Asda coin. But yeah, that's what I've heard. I did reach out to the people that I know, which was through a market agency, to say, hey, like, what's happened here? But they haven't come back to me yet. So FYI. But yeah, the Algorand move we were talking about before, similar with Sui, by the way. We were discussing Sui as a potential breakout. And again, look at this line. I mean, these lines have been on this chart for ages. So watch out for a potential Sui retest here. Look at this line. Like, look how insane this line is on Sui right now. 132. Keep your eyes peeled on it. We've got some good charts and some good price points here that are definitely playing favorably out to us. So let's hope Bitcoin can rally. Let's see. I want it back above this line. 89,200. 89,200 would be great. How's the roller coaster ride for you? Look, yeah, terrible. Terrible right now. It's an emotional disaster. Could you talk about the Clarity Act on Tuesday? What is actually being voted? Is it part of the Act? I'm still not sure. Okay, so you've got two acts going through, right? So you've got one that's going through the Senate Agricultural Committee, which is the vote on Thursday, and you've got another one that's going through the Banking Committee, okay? So you've got two separate bills going through, basically. So they've been delayed. They're going to vote. Now, the big news on the Clarity Act, FYI, is they've removed the demand for credit card protection, which is good news, right? It's good news. So they'll vote on Thursday. If it passes the House, it will then go to the Senate for a vote. It will be put in front of the Senate. They will all vote on it. If it then passes, then it goes back to the House for a final vote, and then it goes to the Trump's desk, basically. It's kind of my understanding of how it will play out. So best case, you're talking probably a couple of months. Best case. But if it goes to the Senate and passes, it's pretty much done at that point. It'll be any revisions that the Senate say, hey, yes, we're fine, but we want this revising, or we want this revising, or we don't agree with this bit. So like I said, the recent Clarity Act stuff has been to remove a bit around the credit card element of it, which was, I can't remember who put forward for it, but they basically removed the credit card part. Let me see if I can find it. Hogan said the outcome is significant figures from the market. Legislation with Hogan said crypto could enter a 3-year show me period. Rising uncertainty around the Clarity Act legislation intended to codify the current pro-crypto regulation environment for the US earlier this year. Prediction markets placing odds of passing at 80%. For those estimates have fallen close to 50. So yeah, it's basically getting these few last bits through. So I mean, if it does though, it'll be good news. But the point here is you've two separate bills from two separate elements that will be brought together as one. So about the Banking Housing Committee and the Agricultural Committee. And again, they vote Thursday. So I think it'll go through personally. I think it goes through. It just might take a while for it to then get to actually make some sort of sense. Thursday are both mark-ups in the Senate. Yeah, which is then it gets put to a vote, doesn't it? So it looks like the symmetrical triangle pattern on the week on Algorand. Yeah, Algorand. Like I said, Algorand looks pretty bullish in fairness. I think a lot of those will have a decent move in my opinion. So worthwhile keeping an eye out for. Right, we didn't make it back above 3 trillion. I thought we might have got back above 3 trillion here, but not quite. Interesting look at this on the charts. A touch point right now on the overall total market cap. Maybe it breaks back over 3 trillion. That'd be kind of nice if it does. But yeah, we'll see. Well, look, let's see where we get to. WF Capital says, spray it fast, spray it loud. Tim Shea that sprays. Okay, the Shea that sprays even. Let's see. Tomorrow night's going to be a pretty interesting one. FOMC, we're all looking for a bullish or dovish Fed Reserve. We do, however, need to finish the bingo card off. We have not finished the bingo card, everybody. So let's finish the bingo card. What is he going to talk about? What's Jerome Powell going to talk about? He's going to talk about jobs. He's going to talk about the labor market. The labor market cooling, I think. In my opinion. If they pass the committee, then it has to go to the entire Senate, then back to the House, then to the President. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what we said here. So let me know. TikTok, YouTube, let's do it. Let's fill this bingo card in for tomorrow for the Fed meeting. So what is Jerome Powell going to do? I'm going to go to Reuters. Reuters first question. There we go. I said jobs and housing. Oh, you think housing market? Let's put that in there. He may well say that. Do you think he'll talk about Iran? Let's put situation in Iran. I don't think he talks about that, but maybe 37, maybe. Who knows? What else are we likely to get from Jerome Powell? He's going to, let's say, I think he's going to be late. I'm going to go for late. Let's put late in there. I think he's late. 6:30. No, Jerome Powell. Talks about Trump. Do you think so? Yeah. Okay. So we'll put talks about Trump. I think he gets questioned on his job. I think there'll be I know what. He'll be questioned on his job. That will also, in my opinion, tie into new Fed chair. Too late. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. More than likely, we'll talk about Greenland than Iran. Yeah, true. We got Greenland in there. Yeah, we got Greenland there. TikTok. Why did none of you want to? Surely you've got some opinions on TikTok. Come on, give us your view. What do we think Jerome Powell's going to talk about tomorrow night? But yeah, I think he definitely talks about. We're definitely taking this out there. We're definitely taking that. I don't think he's going to talk. Larry, thank you for the $10 donation. I don't think he talks about Bitcoin Cash though. But for you, I'm going to put the Bitcoin Cash chart back up. Yeah, 598. I think it goes over 600, by the way. Has it retested the 20-day EMA? That's the big question. Look at that. Look at this. People think I'm crazy when I talk about this, but look at that. Look at that retest. 6 o'clock, 20-day EMA. Bounce off it. Bro, trading things easy. I'm kidding. No mention of Venezuela, so he doesn't talk about Venezuela. Okay, so we'll put no Venezuela. Will he talk about the printers? So, as in easing. We'll put easing policy. That makes sense. Easing policy could be a good one. Yeah, we've got coughs 5 words in. China. Yeah, QE. We've got QE revision. We've got QE revision on there as well. So what else? What else is important right now? I'm trying to think what the last Federal Reserve minutes. Oh, let's do I think he'll be questioned on the dissenters. I think that's how you spell it. So I think he'll be questioned on the fact that you got Stephen Mirren will go 50 basis points and you'll have Bostic go none. So I think he'll be called out on, does he have control of the Federal Reserve, and how is he managing the dissenters, which will be Stephen Mirren and someone else. I think that's going to be one. Okay, 2 more. We need 2 more. Nothing coming from TikTok right now. You guys, what's going on? Give us your view. So overspending suit. Yeah, I bought this suit. It's expensive. Powell had no problem to lower the rates when the state said they should do the same to help back. Well, that's true. He dropped them twice before the election. But remember, it's not bipartisan. He is neutral. The Federal Reserve is neutral. Fed is private, yo. Yeah, so at some stage he will have a drink of water or blow his nose. Do you think so, Craig? So I'll put sip of water. I don't think I've ever seen him do that again, but maybe. Let's do it. Sip of water. There we go. Someone will ask if Trump controls the dollar. I'll put Trump dollar control. There we go. Right. I'll post this in the Discord for everyone. If you want to get access to that, then don't miss out. How do I generate? There we go. There we go. There is the official bingo card. Let me copy this and post this in the general chat. So you guys have got it. There you go. Look, bingo is in the general chat. So you've now got the official bingo card. So we'll definitely take a look at that tomorrow night. All right, everybody. That is that. Bitcoin right now looks like it is at 89 and a bit of change. ETH still above 3,000, which is good. XRP 191. So some good numbers in the market. Zcash above. And again, Aero. And the big numbers of the day. Monad absolutely skyrocketing right now in the last 24 hours, which is interesting. Pippin, Hyperliquid, Pump Funds skyrocketing as well. So some big, big old numbers out there with some good coins. Let's hope it continues tomorrow. Market structure build Thursday. Federal Reserve, dovish, Powell, flat rates. I think it's priced in. Let's see what goes on. But as always, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning into the channel. I appreciate you guys tonight. Lots of people coming home, lots of brand new folks here around. So don't forget, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss a beat. And always, I'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. That's UK time. Don't miss it. It's going to be bullish. Catch you guys tomorrow. Take care.